Regional English Language Office, British Council, Nepal Tourism Board, University Grant Commission, Mother Mandari Memorial College, and many more. I hope you had a good day yesterday. You enjoyed the day. We are trying to enjoy it more today. So, the day opens today with the keynote of, can you tell me? Hall? Yes? As you can see on the screen. So, may I request our NELTA President, Professor Dr. Laxman Gamali, to introduce Professor Dr. Jairaj Acharya. Over to you, the President.
Okay, good morning. This morning, this is second morning. People are slowly arriving. I believe they had good evening, going to temples or other places, or getting together, or seeing their relatives, exploring the uncharted frontiers, I guess. Yes? Yes. So, and here I am to introduce somebody who is a walking history of grammar and other dimensions of language teaching and learning, from two traditions, from Western English traditions and from Sanskrit traditions in the East, in Nepal, which I also sometimes claim in the same manner, but I don't have a degree in higher education. I think Professor Jairaj Acharya in Nepal is publicly known, the best known as the ambassador of Nepal to the UN. But his bio has many other things that we can learn about him. Let me quickly share. Professor Dr. Jairaj Acharya with 2 master's degrees, one in Sanskrit grammar and the other English literature. There are not 2 literatures, not 2 grammars, but 1 grammar, the other literature. With gold medals from Tribhuvan University. Has a doctorate degree in theoretical linguistics from Georgetown University, USA. He is a retired professor of English from Trichandra College, that is the constituent college of Tribhuvan University, and as a college, that is the oldest college in the country. Initially it was, I think it was affiliated to Patna University. Some of his publications include Traditional Grammars, English and Nepali, a study, 1980, a descriptive grammar of Nepali and an analyzed corpus, 1991, the Nepala Mahatmya of Skanda Puran, 1992, Sriman Kamana Mahatmya, written in Sanskrit and translated into Nepali, Hindi and English, Newari, Maithili languages, 1999, Yadunath Khanal, Jivani Ra Vichar, 2008, Nepal's Foreign Policy or Reflection, 2009, नेपाल को परराष्ट्र नीति एक विचार 2009, भानुभक्त आचार्य, his life and selected poems, 2011. Sir, are you anyway related to Bhanubhakta Raj? Ah, so there runs the Kavi persona in your blood. Modiain, 2012. And My Diary is 1968 to 1969, 2015. Bhanubhakta Acharya's Ramayana in Nepali and English, 2019. Lainsin Bangdel's Langda Ko Sathi, Langda's Friend, 2022. And some questions and answers on the life and thoughts of Jairaj Acharya, 2024. So you can see he has a diary from 1968. I was born in 1965. But today he is here to talk to us on AI and its implications or relevance to the human thoughts and teaching, learning, pedagogy, or human life, translation of literature, and also criticism and phonemic tones and all. So linguistics, language, literature, grammar, everything he is going to cover. So let's listen to someone who who saw only radio as he was entering into teaching, nothing else, not even television. But now he is going to talk to us on AI. Now, without much ado, I would like to invite Professor Acharya. Yes, he is going to talk about AI, but he is not going to use technology to share his presentation. He will talk to demonstrate the art of teaching, human teaching. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Professor Gewali, for such an introduction to me. As you see, I'm an old man and old-fashioned, and I'm challenged by the new developments in communication technology, computer science. As Professor Gewali said, having a radio at home was a luxury when I was a school and college student. And having a typewriter, manual typewriter, was a luxury for me. When I became a lecturer in Tribhuvan University, having a bicycle was a luxury to me. Today, honorable guests, distinguished scholars, and dear educators, I'm going to talk about this topic. Can AI be a substitute for a human teacher of English? Now imagine a world where no human teachers exist because of AI. A world where children sit before the glowing screens, where lessons are generated by algorithms, where questions are answered with mechanical precision but without warmth, without intuition, without soul. Is this the future we are heading towards? And if so, should we embrace it or fear it? Given the competition between the United States of America and China, we can only hope for the best. Today, we gather to ask one of the most pressing questions of our era. Can artificial intelligence, AI, be a substitute for a human teacher of English, or any teacher for that matter? This question is not just about technology. It is about the essence of education itself. What does it mean to teach? What does it mean to learn? And most importantly, what does it mean to be human? Teaching is not merely a transfer of information. It is transmission of wisdom. If we look back thousands of years, education was not confined to classrooms, nor was it dictated by rigid curricula. In ancient India and Indian subcontinent, we have heard Takshashila University, the ruins of which are the UNESCO World Heritage Sites in Pakistan today. There were teachers during the time of the Upanishads. The teacher or the guru was more than an instructor. He was a guide, a mentor, a philosopher. Takshashila was the center of Buddhist studies at that time. And there were students from China, from Greece, Babylonia, and everywhere there. The relationship between guru and disciple was deeply personal, based on dialogue, reflection, and moral development. The student did not merely receive knowledge. He experienced it through debate, introspection, and lived practice. The guru, despite his long experience of teaching, was humble enough to acknowledge that there could be blemishes or deficiencies in his personality. So he would ask his disciple to emulate only the positive aspects of his character and shun the negative elements that he observed in him. Yani asmakam sucharitani tani toya upasyani no itarani. Whatever good traits that you see in us, you should try to practice them, not others. That's what he said. And when I remember my teachers, and when I was asked one day to write about my teachers, I asked myself, who were the most important teachers, three most important teachers in my life? And after a reflection, long reflection, I said, the primary school teacher in my village, which had just one room school, and there was one teacher, 14 students, 11 boys and 3 girls. He was the founder of my educational edifice. Because of his care, because of his love, his guidance. I was not required to memorize anything. I went there to be with him, play with him, and learn something. He was number one best teacher for me. And the second best teacher that I remember was in the university, Tribhuvan University, Professor K.P. Malla, alas, who is no more. He had just returned from Edinburgh University, having done his PhD in stylistic analysis. He sat down with me at the same table and corrected my master's degree thesis with so much love and care and discussion that the guidance was really inspiring. I think I learned a great deal from him. Although I was a good student, having gold medals in many degrees, but I still remember that he made a turning point in my life as far as writing ability is concerned. And then finally, I remember my Professor Richard J. O'Brien, Professor of Linguistics, Theoretical Linguistics at Georgetown University, under whose guidance I wrote my PhD dissertation, and Georgetown University has published it, a descriptive grammar of Nepali and analyzed corpus. He was so thorough and so loving and so caring that we sat down in his office up to 3 o'clock a.m. and he would drive me back home and ask me to beg pardon from my wife. But he kept me so long in his office and we discussed. And I think that was the teacher. That is what I mean by human teacher. Now fast forward to medieval times, and we see similar tradition in Socratic questioning, Confucian teaching, and the madrasa system in the Islamic world. What was the key element in all these systems? Human connection and live interaction. Now, contrast this with what we see today. AI-powered chatbots can now answer students' questions instantly. Online platforms provide personalized learning experiences. Virtual teachers can generate lesson plans, explain grammar rules, and even grade essays. Have we then arrived at the moment where AI can truly replace human teachers? Let us delve into the specifics. AI is indeed capable of many impressive feats. It can correct grammatical errors, translate languages, and even generate essays. But can it teach the soul of a language? Consider literature. Can AI truly interpret Shakespeare with the depth of a human mind? Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise me. Can it generate that emotion that a true teacher generates in the classroom by enacting Antony in Julius Caesar? Can it feel the melancholy of Hamlet, the ambition of Macbeth, or the tragic beauty of Romeo and Juliet? Can it teach the art of poetry with the passion of human instructor? Poetry is not just about words. It is about rhythm, metaphor, cultural nuances, the personal experiences. हातका मैला सुनका थैला के गर्नु धनले सागर सिस्नु खाएको बेसा आनन्दी मनले. Can AI be another Devgota? Mahakavi. Can AI ever understand a poem in the way a human does? And what about phonetics? English may be relatively straightforward in pronunciation, but languages like Chinese rely on tonal shifts, 5 levels of tones that alter meaning entirely. Mama, mama. Horse, mother, etc. Can AI grasp these subtleties in real-time conversation? Can it detect and interpret the music of human speech with all its variations in pitch, stress, and emotion? The most profound difference between an AI teacher and a human teacher is not knowledge, but humanity. A teacher does more than explain grammar and syntax. A teacher inspires. A teacher motivates. A teacher understands when student is struggling, not merely by analyzing test scores, but by looking into their eyes and sensing their frustration. A teacher knows when to challenge a student. A teacher knows when to challenge a student, when to encourage him or them, and when to simply listen. Think of the best teacher you ever had. Think of the best teacher you ever had. Was it because they knew more facts than others? No. As I talked about my teachers, it was because they understood you, your fears, your potential, your dreams. Can AI ever replicate this? That is not to say that AI has no place in education. It does, far from it. AI can be a powerful assistant to human teachers. It can handle repetitive tasks, allowing teachers to focus on creativity and critical thinking. It can provide personalized feedback, identify learning gaps, and offer traditional resources or additional resources. It can bridge geographical barriers, bringing education to remote areas like Jumla, Humla, Mugu, Kalikot, Dailekh, Dullu, where human teachers are scarce in countries like Nepal with difficult topography. But can it replace the teacher entirely? If we say yes, then we must ask, what kind of education do we truly want? Do we want a system where students become passive consumers of machine-generated knowledge? Or do we want an education that cultivates curiosity, emotional intelligence, and ethical reasoning? Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Keno Upanishad. Na janima. At the end of the conversation, the teacher himself acknowledges and says that we don't know the answer to this question. How does consciousness emerge? Where is it? Is it born or is it dead? Does it exist or it doesn't exist? Consciousness. Can AI really define and find consciousness and be a substitute to it? AI's capabilities grow each day, of course, and we are thankful. We should be thankful that there are many things that human brain or human hand can probably not do, even in hospitals, laboratories, let alone classrooms. But there are still many unanswered questions. Can AI ever replicate the empathy of a human teacher? Can AI ever mentor a student, guiding him or her, not just in academics but in life? Can AI develop moral and ethical reasoning? Can AI, if AI makes a mistake in teaching, who is responsible? The Upanishad Guru, talking about Atma, the soul, Brahma, the consciousness, which is permeating the universe, which is neither born nor dead, which is neither existent nor non-existent. Can it explain what it is? I think we still have a long way to go in understanding these things. If we entrust AI with education, are we training students to think critically or are simply teaching them to follow machines? In conclusion, I can only say that as we stand at this crossroads, we must make an important decision. Do we rush toward a future where AI dictates education? Or do we build a world where AI serves as a tool, not as a master? The future of education is not about replacing teachers. It is about empowering them. It is about empowering you, people. You are not robots. You are not machines. You are human beings, and you interact with your students with as much love as a mother interacts with her children. So, can AI be a substitute for a human teacher of English? The answer is clear. AI can assist, but it cannot replace. Because teaching is not just about imparting knowledge, it is about shaping souls. And for that, nothing can substitute the human touch. That is what I think at the moment. And I hope I am not wrong. Thank you for your kind attention.
Not now, not last year, but in 1951, Isaac Asimov published a story. What was that? The Fun They Had. How many of you have read that story? Okay, Raju sir. And it was reprinted in 1954 and it became a big hit. It's a small story. In that story, this child, reports to his mother, moves from here and there, from class home, because he's at home and he has a machine. And Isaac Asimov did not think of the model of AI that we have now, but he has conceived some kind of mechanical teacher there. And then, the story ultimately ends, the boy, trying to imagine what a classroom would be where a human would come and many children come together under one roof, one room, and there is this kind of teaching and learning. You can't just imagine. I think the issue Professor Acharya has raised is the same. Asimov talked about even existence of the human teacher, and so is now even not there. That is art of teaching, the human touch of teaching he has highlighted. So I think it would be great if we can have interactions, because we have many thoughts about AI. Some like it, some don't. Whether we like it or not, AI is going to stay for sure. So can we have a microphone, Sudeep sir? Is there any? Do you have any questions about the future of us? David Gradle projected in 1996 and later 2006 that English teachers are going to, the number of English teachers is going to be smaller as we pass 2025. This year is the year that he said the number of English teachers getting down, dwindling actually, he said. It will dwindle. Any questions? No questions? Do you think your future is secure, particularly young people? I have no problem, I'm going to retire soon. Okay? Huh? Yes, okay. Oh yeah, so you're going to talk next. Okay. Sir? Unsal, Anyone? Okay. Pinot sir? Microphone. Microphone bhai na? यहाँ हुनुपर्ने एउटा. Oh? Can you shout out so I'll relay? Yeah.
Now it's ready. If you have any question, I will visit to you. Please raise your hand.
Oh, here. Professor Loitel.
Thank you, Jairaj sir. Actually, it's really an inspiring kind of delivery. I appreciate. Not only me, everybody appreciated. That's why there was no question. So this is what is our culture, teacher culture also. So I am speaking as nobody raised anything. So whether there is machine or not, whether there is this sort of sophisticated 21st century technology or not, humans were there right from the beginning of civilization, not right? So teaching was there right from the beginning of civilization. So this is true. So we are here not daring to speak without microphone. Talking about myself just right now, okay? Suppose another imagination, we stop using all these stuffs technological stuffs, right from microphone to the sophisticated chat GPT and all. Okay. So the question is, we should actually give justice to the soul, according to your argumentation also, and that's true also. So inspiring the soul without, I'm imagining in the absence of these technological stuffs. So inspiring the soul in absence of technological stuff, can we make some prediction what would happen in this absence? So this is.
Can you summarize your question in one sentence?
Stop. In one sentence. Let's stop all this stuff, okay, and venture ahead.
Okay.
So what would be the journey like? So this imaginary kind of.
Stop what? AI? Technology?
Technological stuff, everything.
Okay.
It's like that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for that question. It's difficult to imagine and go back to centuries back where there was no technology, nothing. Lord Buddha taught or preached not in a hall like this, not in a university room, but under a tree, peepal tree, and in the open ground. And his preachings or teachings have been immortal. When I was in New York, there were books, in the street sold for 50 cents or $1, old books. And I turned one of them and happened to glance at a sentence which said, "How terrible the world would be if there were no Russian novels, Islamic architecture, Polynesian dance, and Buddhist philosophy." How profound that sentence was. The teaching becomes powerful, not just because of technology. It becomes powerful because of the soul of your teaching. Buddha taught by example. There was a woman whose baby was dead. And you can imagine the sorrow of a mother whose baby is dead. And somebody said, there is an enlightened soul, the Bodhisattva, Buddha, who may be able to help you. Maybe he will be able to revive your child, your baby. Please go. And she went to Buddha and said, "Oh Lord, my baby is dead. Can you please revive him?" People told me that you can, if you want to. And Buddha said, "I will try, but please go in the village and bring a morsel of rice from a house. But the house should be that there is no one dead." She went from houses to houses, and asking whether they had somebody dead, recently or in the distant past or some. Everybody said, "No, we don't have such a house." We have, in every household said there was somebody dead. And then she went back to Buddha and said, "Lord, I could not find a house where there is no one, where there is no, I couldn't find a house there is, no one has died. And Buddha said, see, this is the fact of life. This is the fact of life. So that's how he taught. By example, by making the student go and experience the fact itself, herself or himself. So the four noble truths of Buddha's teaching are, there is misery in life, and there is cause of that misery. The cause of the misery is ignorance. That you don't know, you think that everyone is, living and immortal. No, that's not the fact. You are ignorant. And there is a way to remove that ignorance. These are four noble truths. E dhamma hetu pavava, hetus tesham tathagato yavadat, tesham chayo nirodha evam vadi mahashramana. So these are the fundamentals. The successful teacher is successful in the way he teaches, soulfully. And I think technology or no technology, human beings will be teaching and learning from each other as long as there is Mother Earth here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Very well answered. But I thought of something. William Blake has written poems of two types. Poems of innocence and poems of experience. You are innocent as long as you don't know, you have not experienced. But once you experience, you cannot undo that experience and go back to innocence. We have experienced technology, will not go back. Agree? Yeah. Okay? We'll continue, but how is a question. All right. Any more questions? Yes. A question from Mongolia. Yes. Okay. Sorry. Please introduce yourself, name and country.
Okay, so thank you everyone and good morning everyone. My name is Zaya from Mongolia. And then also as a researcher, so my research interest is also in using the AI technology in language teaching and learning. And since yesterday, we are having a great inspiring speeches about the technology and advancement of the technology. Of course, it's very challenging because we are trying to catch up in this technological competitive era. And of course, the AI cannot replace the human teacher in the classroom. But I have a suggestion. Why don't we use AI as a teacher assistant? Why don't we use AI to make students avoid from being bored and from the boredom? And then also I have a suggestion to use the AI very balancedly. So let's try to balance it, the use of technology. And the question is, what do you think about this suggestion? Can we use the AI technology in the classroom as a teacher assistant and then as an extracurricular activity? And then I would like to see and I would like to listen to your view. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's a good question. And I mentioned it in my lecture that AI can be a very good assistant to the human teacher. No doubt. No doubt. I myself, use AI in my computer and get a lot of help from it. That's very good. But being with a friend, being with a teacher, is a different thing than being assisted by the technology. So I agree with you that we can use AI very effectively and usefully as an assistant to the living teacher. Thank you.
Maybe I could complement that answer. We may use AI as a learning assistant. When there is no tutor, human tutor, I use ChatGPT, DeepSeek when I don't have somebody to talk to and then when I need information. I don't exactly copy, but I inform myself with the help of ChatGPT or DeepSeek and other Elicit and those AIs. Somebody did a research about the use of AI, and then this person found out that almost everyone uses AI, but they refuse to tell. So I would like to do a little survey here. Raise your hand if you have used AI to learn something or to do something. See? Maybe these hands that went up may have used AI to write assignments. And the assignments may have returned from teachers. So don't do that. Don't write assignments, but write in an informed way, because, read book is also getting information, and ask AI is also getting information. That's okay. But if you just copy and paste, then that's a problem. Okay. Just one question from somewhere there. Yes. Oh, okay. Paila hamro Mohan sir. Uta. Yes. Ask only questions, no bhumika, eh? Bhumika is right. I know.
Thank you, sir. We've heard about Jairaj sir, and it's quite honor to be in this session and soaked with such a beautiful teaching. So thank you, sir, for enlightening us. And my question is, please forgive me if I happen to heard a bit rude, but I would like to ask you a question. Since it is obvious now, we have seen so many hands raised when question was put forward by Lakshman sir, whether we use AI in our daily teaching or not. Almost everyone rose. So if the scenario is this, should the question, can AI be a substitute to human teacher of English or any subject, should persist in the future, or it should be replaced by something else? My proposition is, aren't we asking the wrong question when we still know choosing AI and choosing human is not an option? Should our question be how it is possible to make the teaching, human teaching, more radiant and more inspiring with the use of AI?
Okay.
Are we still lingering in wrong question?
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, there are many questions which are difficult to answer. I had a great teacher, Professor Yadunath Khanal, who died long ago. He was an English teacher of Trichandra College, and many prime ministers, many secretaries, ambassadors, and doctors were his students. At age 92, I was talking with him and asked similar questions, and he was humble enough to answer that there are no answers to many questions, to your questions. We can discuss, we can talk without coming to any conclusion. That's the kind of humility. And being specific to your question, I have two grandsons. They are young, 10-year-old and 5 years old. I married late, and my son also married late, so my grandsons are just 10 and 5. They live in Palo Alto, near Stanford University, which is the capital of all technology, Google, Facebook, everything. And I think Stanford University has the patent of all these, technological, feats. And both are going to Russian math school. There are two great math schools in the world, famous. One is Japanese, another one is Russian. My son went to Japanese school. He went to Yale and Princeton, and then now he's a professor at Stanford. But the boys are going to Russian school. And I asked him the other day on the phone, now AI can solve all these math questions quickly on their cell phone. What do they learn in the Russian math school? What's the justification of driving them to Russian school of math every week, turn by turn? He had no answer. It's difficult to answer. Yes, AI does all these solve all these problems of mathematics and even physics, chemistry, blah blah. But students are still going to classes. Why? So you are right. We may be asking wrong questions, but asking questions itself is an exercise in education. There are 109 Upanishads. 9 are most famous. And one of the most famous ones is Prashnopanishad. Prashnopanishad. I think Lord Shankaracharya has a written commentary on these famous 9. Prashna, asking question itself is the eternal exercise of human brain, human mind. Asking questions after questions after questions. We keep asking questions whether right or wrong. So I have no answer to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'd just like to add a comment. Arun sir, time is over. I'll just say that you asked that question, and then that wisdom emanated from Professor Acharya. Keep asking questions. However silly they might be. Okay, thank you, Professor Acharya. Thank you so much for your wonderful session.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Tirtharaj Acharya, for your keynote. Sorry, apology for mispronouncing the name. So, thank you, Professor Dr. Jairaj Acharya, for your keynote of today. So, we would like to hand over certificate of appreciation to him, to hand over the certificate and token of love. May I request NELTA President, Professor Dr. Lakshman Gyawali. So, I would like to share a short information about our upcoming sessions. Right after this, we have plenary on 2 halls. One plenary in this hall by Professor Dr. Biswajay Chatterjee from India, and at the same time there is a parallel plenary on Auditorium 501 by Ika Lesari Dayamanti from Indonesia. So if you would like to join Ika Lesari Dayamanti, you can proceed to Auditorium 501, and if you would like to be with Dr. Biswajay Chatterjee on plenary, so you are requested to be here in this hall. So we will start plenary from 9:30. At the same time, the next plenary will be also in different halls. Lindsay and Heron will be in this hall, whereas Dr. Dayamudra and Dinhe will be in Auditorium 501. In that time, there is an input session from the Fulbright Commission for its sponsored participants. Those participants who are sponsored by Fulbright Commission are strongly requested to be in concurrent room number 1 at 10:25. And right after lunch, we have 3 programs at the same time. Concurrent session, interactive language fair, poster presentation, and poetry in performance. Interactive language fair and poster presentation will be in 501. At the same time, poetry in performance will be in library reference room. It's nearby book stall, second floor, and concurrent session like yesterday from room 1 to room 21. Thank you.
I need the video at the end. The whole thing is the PPT. At the end, I will run the video. Sound से check करना. तो sound बोले जन मतलब है perfect.
ठिक छ Good morning, everyone. Now it's time for our plenary, and it's my pleasure to introduce our plenary speaker, the vibrant plenary speaker, Dr. Biswajoy Chatterjee. Dr. Chatterjee completed his PhD from NIT Agartala, specializing in nanoscience and nanotechnology. He is pursuing research in the same domain in addition to computer vision and speech processing. His known name is in the field of applied robotics and has also conducted several national level workshops in robotics. He organizes regular conferences and workshops both in India and abroad, where professionals and academicians from all across the world meet under a single roof. He also takes active initiative in organizing regular meets of industry personnel and reputed academicians to bridge the gap between industry and academia. Dr. Chatterjee, please welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hello, wonderful people out there. Am I audible? Thank you so much. Yo yaha huna dhere ramro lagjo. Am I correct? A little bit. Okay. So, technology helped me. So I could do this. I am working in the field of artificial intelligence, and I'm going to talk on that. What sort of work I'm doing, or what sort of AI I'm building for English teachers to actually help themselves to teach English in a way the students or the Gen Z students understand. That is my topic. Very simple. First and foremost, a disclaimer to start with. I'm working with AI, but believe me, I'm not working. My domain is always like that I never ever try to develop products which is going to replace a human being. This is a problem that, yes, when we talk about AI, we start feeling that it is going to take away our jobs. But just to make the disclaimer properly, I'm going to give a small example in front of you. See why this question arises, that if there is AI, then it is going to take away our jobs. I will give an example. I'm working in a college. I'm a person who has got a small responsibility of checking the attendance at the end of the classes, seeing which students are absent, and then sending an SMS to their guardians that your word was absent today. That is my job in the college. Take an example. Now, I'm going to have a software which is going to check that which students are absent in the class very easily, either by scanning the attendance register, or maybe the attendance is already uploaded in the website. From there, they are going to take it and send the SMS automatically. What does that mean? That means that person who was doing the job of sending the SMS to the guardians, that person loses his job. Is not it so? That person loses his job. Immediately question arises, that means technology can take away jobs. But please understand, for that software to run properly, you need server space. If I in my college use a software like this today, all other colleges are going to do that. So more server space will be needed. If more server space will have to be maintained, more people will be needed. Is not it so? The technology companies will recruit more and more people. So that way, the number of jobs will increase. As simple as that. Again, take an example that nowadays, you know that when we scroll through our Facebook feed, we see that so many people are putting in wonderful, wonderful videos. Just go back 5 years, 6 years back. You will find that 5 years, 6 years back, we used to think that only the TV companies can make wonderful videos, wonderful edited videos. Now everybody is doing it. How much amount of server space Facebook is having to provide? What amount of people Facebook is needing to recruit to allow such editing apps to come into hands of our mobile phones? As simple as that. Is not it so? How many people are being recruited? So yes, AI is going to take away few jobs, but believe me, it is going to create many, 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 many more. With this disclaimer, I'm going to start showing you that what I'm doing personalization with the help of artificial intelligence. So I start with a simple question for you. What I'm doing to show you, I will be a little bit non-standard. I will be putting questions, English questions in front of English teachers. I have a lot to learn from you. I'm not from your fraternity. You know, I'm from the technical background. But I'm going to put in English questions in front of you. I will expect answers from you. Let this be a two-way show. I will expect answers, interesting answers from you. So what do you feel is a stress for your students? Yes. Okay. Keeping up with the expectations of the teacher. Oh my God. I feel the other way. Sometimes to keep up with the expectation of my students, I feel stressed. Because nowadays they are so technically rich that I feel stressed. But thank you so much for your answer. Any other answer? Do you feel this one can be an answer? Exam is a stress? How many of you feel exam is a stress? So many hands. Dear teachers, let me be very, very clear to you. Research clearly shows nowadays exams do not bother the Gen Z. The Gen Z are not bothered by exams. They don't care. They just don't care. What bothers them? This is their botheration. This is their stress. My Facebook post is getting lesser number of likes than my friend. This is my stress. We cannot relate. This is Gen Z, we cannot relate. And this is true. Ask your students. Interact with them, you will feel. I have felt. When I knew this, I interacted with them and I felt the same. This is their botheration. They are bothered that my Facebook post is not getting reach. Now, there are two ways of dealing with it. One is to explain to them, don't do this. This should not be a botheration. Walk against the tide. Try to help them out. One way of doing. Another way of doing it is taking help of the tide and put in what we want to put in. We want to teach English after all. We want to teach them that how you write, how you talk English, how you write English, how you speak English. We want to teach that. Can we take the help of social media for teaching our students? That is what I started trying in my laboratory. This is a Facebook post and this is a question I put in front of my students. This Q stands for questions. Every time you see a Q in my slide, you will find there is a question for you. The question goes like this, that a student gets such a post in his social feed, in his news feed, he gets a question like this. He gets a post like this. With one of his friends posting, I'm so disappointed. I tried so hard for the last 1 year, but still couldn't crack. My question to you is, this comes to your news feed from your friend. What will you write to inspire them? What comment will you write to motivate them? Can I have some answers from the wonderful people out here? The best of English teachers out here. Your friend writes in Facebook, I'm so disappointed. I tried so hard for the last 1 year, but still couldn't crack the government exam. or maybe still couldn't crack the exam. What will you write to motivate him or her? This is a question I put in front of my students. Some answers from the wonderful English teachers out here. Yes.
Failure is a brother of success.
Wonderful. Failure is a brother of success. Wonderful. Any other answers from your side? I would like this to be a little bit dual, interactive, if possible. Any other motivating comment from your side? Yes, 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 ma'am. Yes? Failure is a chance. Okay, okay, right, right, right. Wonderful. Okay, okay. Perfect practice makes the people perfect. Yes, and some tips to help him out. Yeah, right. So, the elected best answer by my students. I have elected a best answer from the students. I got an election of the students. Which one do you feel is the best answer? And I got this answer in their language. Dude, you are the best. How can just an exam defeat you? Next year you're going to come out with flying colors. Cheer up, buddy. This was the answer I got from one of my students. I really loved it. I have written it over here. Now, why I'm saying all this? Because I'm trying to in my laboratory, I'm trying to develop products or apps through which Facebook comments you can post and check whether you are better or the app is making it better for you. So this was the screen that I had given. In my app you will find a screen like this. A Facebook post, below it is roast and boast. Roast you all mean, you know, that there's something you want to roast him. You just want to make mockery of him, make fun of him. That is roast. And boast is just motivate him. So in our app, AI-based app, which was developed, in this AI-based app, a click on boast gave this result. Sorry. This result. Hey, you are unstoppable and one exam doesn't define your journey. Next year you are going to rise stronger, wiser and achieve everything you set your sights on. Keep your head high, your spirit unshaken and get ready to conquer. The best is yet to come. Go get it. Which one is better? The one written by my student. A motivation for them. You can do better than AI. You can do better than AI. Yes, you can take help of AI if you're not finding anything. If it is not coming to your mind, give a bit of hint, bit of clue, and then look for an answer from AI. But most of the time, you can do better than AI. Another example I will give you. Just to show that how my students performed better than AI. And this is the app that we developed. Our students developed only in the laboratory. Now, this was the post. You see, this is a boasting post. A teacher writes, a student, one of your friends, have just posted this in Facebook. A picture like this. And I asked him, how will you roast him? Or how will you just make fun of him? Make fun of this post? Okay, again some answers from your side. Again some interesting answers from your side, please. Somebody. Those who are more close or closer to the students. Closer to Gen Z. Closer to Gen Z. Dr. Shamapiga is the LTI president of Kolkata section. I know she is very, very close to the students. Any boasting answer from your side? True example of symmetry. Okay, that can be a boasting comment. True example from symmetry. Let me show you what my students answered. My students answered this. Hey, the Horlicks work beautifully, but only on your left arm. I feel sorry for the right arm. You go back to the picture once more. Now again, it's the same app. I clicked on roast. Let's see what AI answered. It was so big a thing. All right, let's break this down. This photo screams. I picked in gym class sometimes around 1982. That bicep, impressive. If you are cooked chicken wing, the rest of you looks like you have been surviving solely on free breadsticks at Olive Garden, and so on and on and on. Not impressive. The manual was much more impressive. It's not so. So I told AI, the same app, shorten it. And this was the shortened answer. When you want a gym body in cheap and tight budget. But still, I believe my student's answer was better. So I again is better than AI. Okay, the next question. Next question for you. I'm going to show my app and then I'm going to give you an access of it so that you can use it and maybe help your teaching yourself. I'm delighted to know this, but this comes with a lot of concern. Proper thought and discussion needs to be done for implementation. This is something I have written, and the question that I posed in front of them: what emojis will you use to describe this? Now, this is a sort of emoji that has been given by the AI. You see, I'm delighted to know this. First emoji is delighted to know this, but comes with a lot of concern, so a bit of concern there. Thought and discussion comes with the brain symbol, and the discussion is that ... that is writing down the discussion, and then implementation is the tick mark followed by I'm implementing with a screw. But this is not English teaching. The English teaching is the reverse. So here it comes. Now I give them, they love emoji. The Gen Z just loves emoji. They just want to just put emojis in the chat box and that's it. I have given this emojis and said, express this in a passage. Definitely there can be innumerable options. I just gave them the emojis and said, write an English sentence for it or an English paragraph for this. Okay, they took help of the same AI software a little bit. They wrote it themselves, then took a little bit of help from the AI software, and see, this is what they came out. The emojis are all written side by side, so you can read out. Once upon a time, that emoji, see, a cheerful friend decided to host a party. Everyone was excited, especially the buddy who brought the fanciest snacks. Then the money-loving friend suggested a game involving cash prizes, but there was some skepticism about what might happen. So you can understand that what it writes is not the point. The point is, we can give such emojis to our students and tell them, write a paragraph for this. Maybe the Gen Z is not happy to write an essay. When I tell them, write an essay on this, they're not that happy, but they are very happy with emojis. Give them a set of emojis and tell that you write a paragraph describing this emoji. Can we do that? And that is what our AI app does. Next question. A conversation. We are converting. I installed this app in 2 of my students' mobile phones. And I said, you will only discuss with emojis, and every time he writes an emoji, you describe it, then he answers with an emoji, he describes it. That will be the guess, and the discussion continues. And this is a real-time discussion I'm showing you that happened in the app between 2 of my friends. I'm showing the real-time discussion with you, you see. So this was the first emoji which came. So the other student replied, hey there, how it's going? That was his guess. The next emoji was like this. He answered, dude, I'm just trying to solve the mystery of missing pizza. I told them that you need to make it interesting. You just cannot write anything. You need to make it interesting. So he said, this emoji will go for, dude, I'm trying to solve the mystery of missing pizza. The other person answered this. So again, it was the duty of the second person to guess. The second person guessed this. Did someone say pizza? I will trade my ideas for a slice. I started this in a group. Now I started this in a group and said, whoever answers first gets a prize from me. So this was the answer from a third person. Then another person gave this. Other person guessed this. But what if it's a pizza disaster? We could end up with pineapple. Because it's a sad sign. It's a sad emoji. So that was the guess from the group. Again somebody in the group answered this. I really don't know what it means, but they know, the Gen Z knows. And somebody again answered, Oh, come down. Any pizza is good pizza. And so on it continued, the discussion. And believe me, they were not willing to stop. I had to stop the class. I said, okay, now it's time. I need to go out. Somebody will come in. I need to stop this. And they were just going on and on and on with this. Because I was just using WhatsApp. And I was never saying, oh, shut down, shut down. You don't stop. Please, please don't talk. You don't talk. Why are you misbehaving? Why are you talking? I didn't need to do that. Because whenever somebody was trying to disturb this, there was always a student who came up and said, hey, please shut down, shut down. We are doing this. Anyways. So, yeah, this is the app, Pocket Unlimited. You can use it. You can go for a monthly subscription. You can go for an yearly subscription. I will share this PPT with all of you. No problems with that. I'll share this PPT. You can check this and do this. I continue a little bit. You can call this cider.ai. You get few of these options. Though in my app, I have included everything together. But if you just, I'm giving you the free option also. Absolute free option. You can just subscribe to cider.ai and go get all these options and teach your students with the help of that. Okay. Now the question. Next question. Another app. Next question. An app. An option of an app which you get, which all of you almost have. The question is like this. Dude, let's catch up for a cup of tea. This new budget policies are just pissing me off. Let's get some ideas about it. And the question goes like this. Try to make the sentence more informal. Deliberately, it was already an informal sentence that I gave. It was an informal sentence, but I said, you need to make it more informal. So, you see what my students answered and then checked with AI. I don't remember I took the AI option or the I option, but this was the made informal combination I got. Bro, let's catch up for some chai. Dr. David, you know chai? You know chai? Oh, wonderful. Chai is tea. So, bro, let's catch up for some chai. This new budget policies are seriously pissing me off. We need to rant about it and, of course, squeeze in some good gossip while we are at it. So, some informal answer to a formal question. Again, this is what the app does. My AI app does. I will give you the link and everything. You can use it for free. Absolutely. Now, I told them, make it more formal. I told the app this was the thing. Make it more formal. Let's see what they answered. The same sentence. I would like to propose a meeting to discuss the recent budget policies, as I have some concerns and would appreciate the opportunity to share ideas on the matter. Would you be available for a cup of tea to explore this further? You understand? This is how the teaching continued. One more for you. I will expect some answers this time. This is getting a little boring. So I promise that I am going to close it very soon. I'm sure that I'm in time. What time do I have? Okay, I have some time, sir. About 10 minutes more. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so generally I need to always be called for closing me down. Okay, but I will try to keep it in time. Okay, so hello everyone in this group. I'm Rakesh from CSE second year. Today we have Ravi's birthday. Ravi is our classmate. He's always helping every one of us in our studies. So this was the thing. And I asked the app, shorten this sentence. Some answers from you, please. Shorten this sentence. So many things. Shorten this entire thing. It's not a sentence though. Wrongly written. Shorten this group of sentences. Some answers from this side. From your side. How to shorten this? Anybody with maybe 2 lines or 3 lines to describe this? Okay. No, you have to keep the entire meaning intact. So this was the answer which the AI app gave with the help of my students, with the help of AI. Hi everyone, I'm Rakesh from CSE second year. Today is Ravi's birthday and he's always been a great help to us. Let's meet at 2 p.m. in the library to plan a surprise celebration for him tonight. You can see it was quite big. It shortened it down. Okay. And this one was make it sound more confident. Dear friends, we have the final match of our cricket tournament coming up today. We have been practicing day in and day out for the last 6 months for this day. Hope the day goes well for us and we can win this. Losing it from here will really shatter me and I'm sure it is the same for all of you. Can we put everything into the match today? And I said, make it sound more confident. You can sound there is a lack of confidence when I'm saying this. How can you make it sound more confident? And then again, it was a fight between the students, my students on actuals, and the AI app that they themselves developed. And believe me, again my students came up with a better answer than the AI. And this was their answer. You see, it's the same thing. Dear friends, today is the day we have been preparing for, the final match of our cricket tournament. After 6 months of dedicated practice, we are ready to show what we are capable of. I believe in our team's talent and determination. Let's seize this opportunity and play our hearts out. Letting this go will significantly impact me, and I know will have the same effect on all of you. We are in this together, and I'm confident we can bring home the victory. Let's give it everything we have got. So this was a much sounded confident sentence. So we can give this as exercise to our students and get it solved from them. Interesting. Okay, you can get the last options in Grammarly. You can use it. You can just purchase a little better version of Grammarly and get this confident thing and all thing. I'm sure all of you are using Grammarly. I'm sure you're doing that. You can just purchase a little better version and go for all this and practice in your classes. This is the premium and business pack for Grammarly. I've just put it down because I'm going to share the PPT with you. You can see from here. And this is Quillbot. How many of you are using Quillbot? Oh, great, sir. Great. So 6 or still, including you, 7 or 8. Wonderful. What a wonderful motivation is there for you. Sir himself is using Quillbot. Wonderful. So Quillbot is something like this. You can rephrase a sentence. The sentence was, happiness comes from the little things in life. A kind word, a warm smile, and so on. Now you can make your students do that, and you can do it by AI, and then again get them to check and compare. That is the best thing that they do. They always like to compete with AI. Okay, so rephrasing the sentence, you can see on the right side, the small things in life are the source of happiness. Anybody's day can be made brighter by a warm smile, and so on, and so on. So you can rephrase the sentence with fluency, standard way. Fluency you can see. If you want to make it humanized or formal, you need to upgrade to premium. I have deliberately kept this screen to show you. You please upgrade to a premium or a formal or a whatever say humanized mode if you want to use. Please upgrade to premium, so that you can use those. And one thing to be very sure, sir very correctly said, Lakshman sir very correctly said that he is using AI but not using it blindly. See, it is very, very, very important that you do not use AI blindly. You just don't copy, because it is AI which can detect that it is AI. Please understand. Even if you cannot detect, AI can detect that it is AI. And everybody likes to check whether it is AI. Like when I get an invitation nowadays, I have got a small pop-up in my computer which quickly shows that the sentence is AI or not AI. I have deliberately kept it just to ensure that how much serious it is. Because if it is absolutely AI, then I believe my mind somehow tells me that it is not that serious. So it is very, very important to use it, but use it selectively and use your brain on it. So here you see on the right side, every sentence is being checked, and also it is corrected. And see, if it is AI, it is detecting 100% AI generated. You see, Grammarly itself is detecting, the higher version is detecting that it is 100% AI generated. You can modify it. You can now rephrase it yourself and then again check to get a better version. So all these options are there. I will not go through all these options, but you can see this is interesting. The translation is also there. This is much better than the Google Translate. The translation is very accurate. I deliberately kept a Nepalese version for you to check. Is it good? The translation is good? Excellent. And you can also do the reverse thing. You can write in Nepali and get an English translation and all this. Wonderfully, I am going to close this Quillbot with all the subscription options and everything. This is Grammarly again. You can review the suggestions and everything. I'm going to quickly close it now. And finally, I'm going to show you this. who is there anybody who was present in my last year's talk? Anybody in this room who was present in my last year's talk? Okay, there I showed you a metaverse version where I had shown that using a headset like this, Oculus headset like this, two teachers or one teacher or innumerable number of students can sit in a classroom. What I discussed, what I showed a video was like this, that we are over here. Suppose for some reason or the other, we cannot meet like this. Say it was the COVID time, we cannot meet like this. But I'm going to teach again. Online option I can use, but the problem with online option is it gets boring. Remember the COVID days, it was boring. Now, the modern version which is coming up is, you will be wearing an Oculus headset. The teacher will be wearing an Oculus headset like this. All the students in their respective residences will be wearing an Oculus headset like this. Once they wear this Oculus headset, everyone will feel that they are sitting in this classroom. Very interesting. They will sit in this classroom and the feeling will be like this, that Patil sir wearing this Oculus headset, sitting in his own residence, looking to his left will be seeing Lakshman sir, and Lakshman sir sitting in his residence, own residence, looking to his right will be able to see Patil sir. That naturality is there in metaverse. It is coming up in 2 years of time, you will get it. You will absolutely get it. And you, as a teacher, you are in your residence, wearing the Oculus headset, looking like this, looking, you are getting Patil sir and Lakshman sir. And looking like this, I get all of you. Whereas I am delivering the lecture from my residence. And you are listening to the lecture from your residence. That is metaverse. So our students have developed this metaverse counterpart. I don't know whether this will work or not. Yeah. So you can see this. I will just stop this for a while. Not very visible, I understand. You see in this, you cannot hear the sound. I can hear it, because there is no speaker sound over here. Sorry for that. But you see here the teacher, I just want to describe. Here the teacher is teaching. Do you see the teacher? Here is the teacher. Please see my pointer. Can you see the pointer? The teacher is teaching. I have deliberately kept it as a PIP screen. The teacher is wearing this Oculus headset and teaching. See what the teacher is seeing. The teacher is seeing the classroom with the students. Whatever he is seeing, the students are answering. You see, they are doing an exercise in Grammarly. You see, he has shared a Grammarly screen with the students. The students over here are, the students over here are answering. See what the student is seeing. He is a student. See my pointer. He is a student. He is seeing the teacher delivering the lecture. He is the student seeing the teacher delivering the lecture. Student seeing the teacher delivering the lecture. And they are sharing a screen and continuously solving the Grammarly answers and exercises. So yes, I'm taking the help of AI. I'm taking the help of VR. But the teacher is not moved out. The teacher is very much there. So it is not AI without I. The I is very much there. These are the list of apps which you can use. I'm sure most of you know these. This is my last slide. Last to last slide. This is the list of AI apps which you can very easily use. All these have got free counterparts. Yes, you can click this very easily. And you can use these very easily. Very easy to use. I'll give an example. Memrise. Memrise is wonderful. Memrise, you can give it a video and it generates the text. And also the reverse. You can give a text, it creates a video out of it. So you can easily use it and you can give it to the students for solving the answers, and you can compare it with AI. You get it done by the students and then you compare with how AI does it and so on. These are some virtual reality based apps. The one that I showed, that is still not in Play Store because we are still working on it. Maybe 1 more month maximum, and it will be on Play Store. Absolutely free for you to use. When I come next year, I will definitely give you that apps link also. But till then, you can use this virtual reality based apps where wearing an Oculus headset, they will get the answers, get the things right in front of, they can see a video like this in front of their eyes. They can stop the video and describe the video at any point of time. There is a text box where they can write down a meaning to this video or meaning to the place where he has stopped. I think this expandable, you can understand this. In this way you can do this. So these are the things. Virtual speech is the first one. Engage, I'm sorry for this. Somehow it is misbehaving in this laptop. When I was doing it in my laptop, it was working fine. Virtual speech is one app. It's not virtual and speech separate. Virtual speech is one app. Engage VR, Class VR, Mondly VR, VR Chat, Language Lab, Immerse Me, and Full Dive. All these have got free counterparts, but you can definitely purchase them. So thank you so much for hearing me out. I'm sure that I am completing it in time. I never do that, but this time my wife is sitting in front of me, so you can understand. She can stop me at any point of time, anywhere. So I'm keeping it in time. Thank you so much for this. And if you want to contact with me, the left side is my LinkedIn. I will be happier if you connect with me on Facebook, because LinkedIn makes professional connections, but Facebook makes personal connections. I'm personally connected with all of you through NELTA. So if you connect with me on Facebook, I will be even happier. Thank you so much. And don't forget. Okay, thank you. So don't forget that apart from the LinkedIn and Facebook, I am there right in front of you. If you want to connect with me directly after this session, I am always there. And just to show you that, see, my voice is still reaching at the back. Isn't it so? So I, without AI, does work. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm ready for any questions that you have for me. This AI is there to help again. Any questions that you have for me? Yes, yes, madam. Yes, yes, yes. You're audible.
Facebook. Once again, I would like to repeat. I am Nanu Hada, and I have got a question for you, Dr. Chatterjee.
Yes.
I enjoyed your presentation as it sounds very contextual in present day. I like the idea of using Facebook as a questioning tool.
Right.
But at the same time,
Right.
what if our students use AI again to answer the questions?
No, you can stop it. You can disable it. You can, these apps, the beauty of these apps are that the thing is, this app has a server control in the teacher's hand. The teacher version is different, student version is different. From the teacher version, you can just stop the AI, get the answers from the students, and then again use the AI to show them an answer which is generated by AI. Now you can ask me, what if the student shifts to another app? That also you can stop. With technology you can do that. Any student who is logging out or closing the window of your app will be shown to your screen. Does this explain?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so this can be done with any of these apps that I showed. All these apps in the paid version has got this option. Yes, with the free version you don't get these options. That is true. Because they will also have to make money. They will have to leave also. Any other question? Yes, yes. Yes, I'm coming to it. I'm coming to it. I'm coming to it. Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much. So the LTI Kolkata president talks. She reminds me of her conference that I should promote it in front of you. Any other questions from your side? Oh. Yes, sir. It's an honor again to hear from you.
I'm Zadan Patil from India. I don't have a question as such.
Right, sir.
But I'd like to add the words of Charlie Chaplin that he uses in the movie The Great Dictator. Now, what does Charlie Chaplin say in the movie The Great Dictator? He says, more than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness. I think we need to keep these words at the back of our mind when we talk about or discuss things about or related to AI and other tools. What do you have to say about this?
So, AI, as I told you, these are only some facilitating tools. You can understand, none of these works without a human being. It is you who will be generating the exercise. It is you who will be collaborating between the students. If that learning is not a collaborative learning, then it is not proper, at least by the modern standards. So it is the teacher who gets the collaboration between the students. It is the teacher who decides the exercises. It is the teacher who is checking the exercises from the students, interacting with them, understanding that which student is good, which student is. After all, over here, what does the student get? Student gets that whether he is correct or wrong. Now, how to correct him? How to teach him so that he can make himself better? Where exactly he is making the mistakes? Who will decide it? It is the teacher who will decide it. So it is never going to work that way. Never ever it can work that way that a robot is teaching. So AI has been interpreted, was initially, now things are getting better, but initially it was interpreted wrongly. It was interpreted in a way that it is going to take the place of a human being. But it is not so. It is just in the hands of human being to make it better. Thank you so much. Now I'm sure that I'm running out of time. I have this promotion to do very quickly. Yeah, one more question. Okay. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Hello, my name is Douglas Parkin, and I actually work and live in Japan, but I'm from Canada. Yay, Canada. But I want to say thank you very much for your discussion today. It links very close to my own pedagogy and my own experiences. And I really appreciate the merging of the technologies. Now, my personal research is AI and ESL acquisitions, oral and written communication. But one key element was to get free apps,
right,
free technology,
right,
that was user-friendly. And you had mentioned about VR, and I just loved when you're integrating and merging the technologies together. It was a wonderful idea. And you mentioned that you had many VR applications. Now, you can only access it using Oculus, or can you use different Google Lens and et cetera, et cetera? I know it's not a huge question, but I think it's an important question.
Yes.
I think free or easy access is important.
So it's your question leads a little bit to the future. See, there is a problem, the problem that we are facing as a challenge, a technology researcher. I'm facing a big problem, and I'm sure that if there are more technology researchers over here, they're facing the same problem. The problem is that we were getting a lot dependent on VR. Like if you remember, Facebook renamed them Meta, and if you remember, they brought in the concept of avatars. Do you remember all of us created avatars? With what idea did we create avatars? Do you know? The idea was, what Facebook's idea was that when we wear this Oculus headset, the people that I'm going to see in front of my eyes as a teacher, they will not be the actual faces. They will be the avatar counterparts. And believe me, I'm going to dive deeper a little bit into the future that they thought of. They even thought of that the avatars are going to stay even after the person goes. The avatars are going to learn that person's feature, and when that person is no more there, still you can interact with that avatar in the metaverse world, in that virtual reality world. I'm going to see you people in front of my eyes, sitting at my home, and you people sitting at your home. I interact with you. They decided all this. With all this idea, they jumped into the avatars. That I'm going to see the avatars, you're going to see my avatar talking from my home, but you're seeing me in front of your eyes. But it did not work. It did not work for a simple reason that the headset, Oculus headset, was not comfortable. The Oculus headset, very simple. We did so much of technology, but we missed this out that it was not comfortable. And nobody wanted to wear it for long. Nobody wanted to be in the metaverse world for long. As a result, Facebook had to delay. You are still seeing that Facebook has not brought in. They are not telling you buy the Oculus headset and you will see Facebook, your friends right in front of your eyes. You interact. Their posts will come one by one. You just talk and that post will automatically be commented. Everything they planned. But they went slow because people denied to wear that Oculus headset. What two things are coming up over here? One is, as you said, this is my phone. Instead of wearing the Oculus headset, I can just keep my phone like this in front of my eyes. I still see the avatars, all of you over there, sitting in your own rooms, but I see your avatars in front of my eyes. I see the class like that. Instead of wearing that thing, just the phone in front of my eyes. And every student keeps the phone in front of them like this. They are seeing the teacher teaching, the avatar version, and the classroom, same thing. If they have to see their students, see his friend sitting by his side, which he is actually not, he will have to move his phone like this. He still sees his friend. He still sees his other friend. And the other friend, holding the phone like this, sees me. So understand? So a little tweak was done, and this was what has been planned. The future is going where? This is where the future is going. I will be wearing this same spectacle that I am wearing. There will be a touch over here. I will touch over here. And the mobile phone will come in front of my eyes. I don't have a device. I will not have this device. This will come in front of my eyes, and this is how I can do it. Do you understand? The device in actual will not be there. So that is where we are heading to. We are trying. I am very much a part of this team, thanks to many other professors whom I am thankful for this. But yes, the days are not far away. Thank you for your question. It really gives me a little bit of chance to dive a little deeper into the future. I will take 1 more minute to promote a conference. Sorry for this. Otherwise, LTI president will kill me. So, we are having a conference in Sydney, Australia, in the month of June, May and June, May end, June start. I'll request you to look into 2 websites. One is ICELTS, International Conference on English Learning and Teaching Skills. It is in Sydney, Australia. And another same conference which is co-located, it is ICAELS, International Conference on Advances in English Learning. And S for? I forgot. Yes, studies. So these are the 2 conferences, ICELTS and ICAELS. So I will request all of you to kindly look into it. And if you would like to contribute, these are going to be published in Wheelie. The entire proceeding will be there in Wheelie. So your papers will be there in Wheelie. So if you're interested, kindly look into it. Sorry for the promotion, but I had to do it. Sorry for this. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Bishwajay Chatterjee from India, on your plenary on AI-based apps for English language teaching and writing. So we have a certificate of appreciation and token of love to him. So to hand over this, may I request NELTA President, Professor Dr. Lakshman Gyawali, on the dais. Now from 10:25, we have plenary 7 and plenary 8. Plenary 7 will be in this hall by Lindsay and Heron from Korea on practical classroom activities promoting global citizenship perspective. And plenary 8 will be on Auditorium 501 by Dr. Dayamudra Andine from USA. She is a keynote of this conference. Yesterday, the first keynote was given by her, and her session is on digital literacy to digital fluency, navigating Gen AI, AI's role in ELT. At the same time, we have input session from the Fulbright Commission for its sponsored participants. If you are sponsored participants from Fulbright Commission, I kindly request you to proceed to room number 1. This is the room of concurrent session, which we have used yesterday as well. Yes, yes, sir. Let me check the slide. So, introducing to discuss.
I sent it on the deadline.
There is no, I guess. Right, Tanis, research, on that NELTA, yeah?
Yes, I replied to the email that I received.
We have time, so it is stressful. I'll done it.
Did you know I'm stressed?
Sometimes, when there is a ton and if it's not ready,
Very worrisome. Maybe you can search for LNHERRON.
introduction to Vikas or check.
And PowerPoint file. No, that's still October. Actually, go back up to the message. Maybe it was attached to
Invitation. Do you have access of email now, or you can?
Here, maybe I can do a quick search.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you send to Vikas or?
I replied to the email I received. I assumed you guys had a way of moving them to the computer. Okay, let's see what we're looking for. This attachment. Plus 7 days.
Wait. Or will you forward that email? Do you have device here, mobile?
I don't have anything. A mobile? Yeah. Oh,
So
I can. Okay.
just forward the email.
Let me try.
Good morning, respected ELT practitioners. Now we will have next plenary session, and I kindly request all the respected people standing there to take your seats. Please take your seat. My name is Dib Bahadur Serbuja, and I'm here to introduce next plenary speaker and the next session. And the topic is, can you guess the topic? Already you know the topic. Okay, practical classroom activities promoting global citizenship perspectives. So the topic is so relevant, the topic is so contextual, so definitely we will have some more insights in this case. Now I would like to introduce our respected plenary speaker. Says Dr. Lindsay N. Haron, has been a visiting professor at Gwangju National University of Education in Korea since 2008, and she is the current president of